Hello, I'm Julianne with Healthy Living with Julianne. Very excited to be here. Very excited to be here with you today. Welcome to my health series, Steps to Boost Your Immune System. I'm Julianne with Healthy Living with Julianne. Today's topic is a big one. Particularly during this health crisis, because many of us are using our gadgets more at home. There are more people at home. And we're using Zoom, which emits even more radiation than cell phones. So the topic is electromagnetic frequencies. Can they actually affect your energy, sleep, digestion, your immune system, your concentration, your mood, joints and muscles, or athletic performance? Are there studies showing that it affects all of these issues? And if so, what are practical steps to reduce exposure? So today, I'm really eager to give you vital information to help you overcome health or life challenges you may be facing, perhaps due to EMFs, perhaps due to other things. And the goal is to help you reach your dreams, even during this health crisis. I hope you keep them alive, as I did when I trekked in Nepal. So, do electromagnetic frequencies harm your health? And if so, what steps can reduce exposure? If so, how do the EMFs actually cause cellular damage, which harms health? I'll talk about some of the evidence that doctors have been studying and documenting that EMFs actually do cause cellular damage. And can you actually feel the impact of EMFs on your physical, mental, and emotional well-being? And then what are practical lifestyle steps you can take to reduce the impact of cell phones and wireless devices, to minimize the toxic buildup from EMFs, and actually start to rebuild your immune system, to enhance your energy, deepen your sleep, improve your digestion, enhance your mental focus, your emotional well-being, and your athletic performance? So a landmark federal study, one of many, links cell phone radiation to cancer. The National Toxicology Program in 2018, which has an affiliation with NIH, did a 10-year study in which it showed that male rats that are exposed to radiation similar to that emitted from 2G and 3G cell phone networks developed brain cancer, along with tumors in the heart and organs. Very significant study. The challenge, as the doctors and scientists point out, is that the radiation actually changes the shape and function of the cells in your body. So if you think about it, we have over 70 trillion cells in our bodies. And we have cells behind our eyes, behind our nose, behind our thyroid, behind our heart, our brain, our elbows, our knees, our colon, our liver. So you can see that the radiation from the cell phones, which may seem very indirect to you, is actually having an enormous impact. So here's a thermographic image. Before cell phone use, this gentleman, you can see his ear has yellow, and then after 15 minutes after cell phone use, where he placed the cell phone against his ear, as most people are doing, the inflammation noted in red and orange increased quite dramatically. The challenge with holding the cell phone against your ear, it allows the radiation to travel through your ear canal, and it affects your jaw, your face, but it travels to your brain. So that's where you start to see the impact of cell phones on systems in the body that are affected by the brain. So one thing you can do is stop holding the cell phone against your ear, rather use EMF safe headsets. So in May 2016, the Pediatric Society's annual conference conducted a symposium on children, cell phones, and wireless. The doctors noted here presented evidence that wireless radiation damages cells. The EMFs negatively impact the embryo, the fetus, the mother, and then the children after birth. So their recommendation, one of many, was that pregnant women should really reduce the EMF exposure. 3 of the doctors involved in the symposium are Dr. Hugh Taylor with Yale School of Medicine, Dr. Martha Herbert with Harvard University, Dr. Catherine Steiner A. Dare, Harvard Medical School. Here is a thermogram which shows penetration of radiation for different ages. The first panel on the left is a 5-year-old. You can see the penetration in the orange, yellow, and red is quite deep because the skull of a child, it's much thinner than that of an adult. In the middle panel, you can see a 10-year-old where the penetration not quite as deep, but certainly much deeper than an adult in the far right corner. The doctors I mentioned previously have linked cell phone radiation with EMF that cause EMF symptoms with brain fog, ADD, fatigue, anxiety, depression, obesity, malaise, low energy, and of course, addiction to the screen. For those of you who may have teenagers, are seeing that it is a quite serious situation. This is a red blood analysis in which the practitioner extracted the blood, put it under a microscope, and on the left panel, you can see the cells, the red blood cells, are not clustered, quite clear. In the middle panel, you can see 10 minutes after using a cordless phone, the practitioner withdrew the blood again, and notice how clustered the cells are. In the right panel, 70 minutes after using a computer, these red blood cells are clustered, not as much as the middle panel. So it would seem that the impact of the cordless phone against the body may be having a more direct and deleterious impact than the computer. These are just my observations. I don't have a study to back this up. The EMFs from the cell phone in the pocket, according to these doctors, may lower sperm count. When you hold the phone against your body, it's like putting a microwave on you. So gentlemen, when you're putting it in your pockets, teenagers, when you're putting it in your back pocket, carrying it when you're out and about, putting it in your breast pocket can cause very serious problems. Maybe you don't see them in the short term, but in the long term, they may have big problems. So Dr. Oz hosted Tiffany on his show in 2018 because she had been carrying a cell phone tucked in her bra, as you can see there, for 4 years, 12 hours a day. Nobody told her it might affect her. She has since had a double mastectomy, and the breast cancer developed in the spot. You can see her BlackBerry there where she carried her phone. So the doctors at the Pediatric Society Consortium concluded that there are hypersensitive symptoms that can develop from EMF. Fatigue, visual auditory disturbances, cardiovascular, insomnia, concentration, memory problems, headache, ringing in the ears, tingling sensations, behavioral and hyperactivity. The other challenge is the incoming 5G network emits EMFs at a higher rate. The more bells and whistles your phone has, the more powerful it is. So an Android and an iPhone has more bells and whistles than a flip phone. and therefore it's kind of like carrying a little computer around with you when you use it. I understand, I use it too. I see the problem. However, the 5G network supports 100 billion devices, so its supercomputer is 100 times faster than the current cell data networks. There's a lot of documentation at sources such as Center for Safer Wireless. You can certainly look online. There's a lot of people doing research about EMFs. There's a lot of town hall discussions you can get involved in if you want to learn more information. So the challenge for us is that as 5G expands, it requires more cell towers, which can be located on poles, street signs, utility poles near our homes and our businesses. So recommendation from Center for Safer Wireless and other EMF sources is to try, if possible, to limit your proximity to the cell towers. This is a book called Zapped, Z-A-P-P-E-D, by a leading nutritionist, Ann-Louise Gittleman, who is one of the pioneers in this area and started writing about this before others did. Her book, Why Your Cell Phone Should Not Be Your Alarm Clock, and 1,268 Ways to Outsmart the Hazards of Electronic Pollution. EMFs may cause cellular damage, as I mentioned before. Supplements, food, hydration, and EMF shielding devices may help counter the impact of this. So I suggest you get the book. I've read it, and I'm pulling some information here from that book. Ann-Louise Gittleman has a very active website and Facebook presence, and she's the author of over 30 health books. So what can we do? Certainly hydration. We can improve our hydration. Many people think that they're hungry when they're actually thirsty. This is a wonderful book called You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty, written by a medical doctor, Dr. Batman Gelage. So water is the single most important nutrient for our bodies. And if you can start to increase your water intake, particularly during the hot, steamy summer where I'm living here in Washington, D.C. area, and you want to increase to approximately half your body weight in ounces. If you want to do that gradually, that's absolutely fine. But you can see that it can counter inflammation and strengthen immunity if you're hydrated. This is another wonderful book called The pH Miracle. Talks about the importance of having an alkaline pH in your body. Except for the digestive area, the rest of your body wants to be alkaline. And you can do that by drinking alkaline water, which is naturally made at altitude. When I climbed in Nepal at altitude, the water, of course, was alkaline. And you can eat alkaline food as well. Now, what's very key during this health crisis to understand is that inflammation, viruses, bacteria, and fungi cannot grow in an alkaline environment. So if you can start to build your immune system from the inside out to be more resilient and more alkaline, this can help you. I recommend I use and recommend the Vollara Living Water Ionizer Unit. You can see on the right side of the screen here the pH scale, which is scientifically recognized. I drink and recommend water that is 8.0 or above. See me for more information about Vollara Living Water if you're interested. It's also helpful to eat organic food, which does not have pesticides, such as Monsanto's Roundup, to help counter the damage of EMFs. Many lawsuits have been lodged against Monsanto, which was acquired by Bayer, B-A-Y-E-R, because it contains glyphosate, which harms your health. This couple from California actually received or is in the process of receiving a $2 billion verdict because each husband and wife independently developed non-Hodgkin lymphoma after spraying Monsanto's Roundup on their property for 30 years. Eat organic whenever possible to help you become more alkaline from the inside out. Ann Louise Gittleman makes some recommendations in her book. She calls them Zapproof organic alkalizing food to help counter the impact of EMF damage to your body. There are no guarantees. Everything that I've said today, all the recommendations I've made today so far, you have to consult with your health practitioner and determine what is best for you. But here are some low glycemic and high antioxidant foods: artichokes, asparagus, blueberries, cinnamon, cranberries, cruciferous vegetables, cumin, garlic, grass-fed beef, and olive oil. Zapproof supplements and minerals are also helpful because we're bombarded on a regular basis. We have laptops going all day at home, cell phones going all day at home. We don't have a reprieve. So she makes some recommendations. Again, you want to consult with your health practitioner as to what is best for you. Melatonin is affected by EMFs. Glutathione is a master detoxifier. It's an antioxidant that your body makes. Vitamin D, of course, many of us are at home more now, and we're not getting as much sunshine as we did in previous summers. Whey protein powder. Milk thistle, particularly good for the liver. A mineral supplement. Why do we need that? Because the soil that's growing our food many times is depleted or affected, or again, it has glyphosate from Roundup. Redox technology is a transformational cellular health technology that I've been drinking for a number of years. Ann Louise Gittleman drinks and recommends, that helps protect, repair, and replace damaged cells in the body. This is a damaged cell right here. Redox technology triggers cellular health. And the problem with damaged, unhealthy cells is that it causes inflammation in the body. So when I first started talking about the effects of EMFs, when you have lower energy, poor sleep, digestion, mental focus is a problem, your immune system, there are damaged cells in each of these areas. If you find that your athletic performance is waning, you have damaged cells. If you find that your mental, your cognition, your brain fog is happening, or your mood is more, you're not as happy as you usually are. These are all a consequence of damaged cells in the body. So that when you repair and replace damaged cells, then your supplements, the nutrients from your food are all absorbed much more readily. Here is another set of thermographic pictures. If you look in the orange on the left column, the bottom row, you can see, the top row, you can see the orange inflammation at the knees. 10 minutes after applying the redox technology, you can see that the inflammation reduced. These are, of course, anecdotal. I can't guarantee this will happen to you or it will happen every time. You can see that in the middle column, the back is very inflamed, and 10 minutes after that, you can see that there's a reduction in inflammation. You can see in the third column that the breasts are very inflamed with the orange and yellow color. And after the redox technology is applied, there is a reduction in inflammation. I do issue a warning to my health coaching clients and friends and family not to buy supplements, herbs, homeopathics, or redox technology online at places like Amazon or eBay, even though it may be less expensive, because fake knockoffs have been reported. And companies many times do not honor the returns. Many of these supplement companies have set up a distribution network. They train these distributors in usage, dosage. They keep them updated, and they want the customers to be in touch with the distributors for all that necessary information. I am a redox technology distributor, so see me for more information. Other places that I do buy my supplements include Vitacost.com and iHerb.com. Now, I buy a lot of products on Amazon or eBay, okay? I just want to say, but I don't buy the supplements for those reasons. So what can you do? Steps to create an EMF-free bedroom sanctuary. Why do you want to do this? Because you want to remove all devices, turn them off, and all devices from your bedroom. It is the only place in your, perhaps in your home, but certainly in your lifestyle once we're out and about. Your kids' schools have Wi-Fi, the libraries have Wi-Fi, your offices, Starbucks, restaurants, everywhere is Wi-Fi, and it is bathing our bodies in EMFs. So when you sleep, you want to rest and rejuvenate, particularly the adrenal glands, because during this health crisis, we are all feeling more stress. It could be physical, mental, emotional. There's different times when we feel one more than the other. So sleeping, if we can get really deep sleep, that will help. So the last person to bed every night wants to turn off the Wi-Fi. If you can hardwire your Wi-Fi over Ethernet, that is much healthier. You want to stop using your cell phone as an alarm clock. Actually get an alarm clock that plugs in. Cordless phones, cordless alarm clocks, not as dangerous as a cell phone, of course, but still, you've got some negative, it has some negative impact there. So as I mentioned, cell phones, laptops, iPads, electric blankets, baby monitors, you want to consider turning them all off and removing. That's what voicemail is for. For those of you who are over 40 years old, like me, you may not have grown up with a cell phone. And what happened? If they was an emergency, people would leave a voicemail and you would get the message the following day. So these are just things to consider. You have to do what's right for you and for your family. I've mentioned CenterForSaferWireless.com before. It is an Arlington, Virginia-based organization which is full of research studies, and you can buy EMF shielding devices on the website. I've shown a couple of pictures of the ones that I use. You can see in the black folder there, I've got a couple of them. I use them at home, I use them in my purse, I use them in my backpack. When I go backpacking, I turn off my phone. I don't keep it on when I'm backpacking or out walking around. You might want to consider just taking a day off while we're talking about it from your phone. For me, that's Sunday. I'll check it in the morning and I turn it off for the rest of the day. You have to decide what works for you. I understand there are family issues. But as I mentioned before, constant EMF radiation from Zoom calls and video streaming is harmful to your eyes and your body because it uses more bandwidth than even your cell phone, your Android or your iPhone. So you can buy these shielding devices. You can see that there is a headset there, which is much safer. And on another topic, which I didn't discuss today, blue light shielding devices are also very helpful. You can buy them, put them on your laptop screen, on your TV, on your monitor, and that helps shield the blue light. So, in summary, steps to reduce EMF radiation and improve your health. Use your smartphones wisely. Avoid pressing them against your head. Rather use a headset and buy EMF shielding devices. Rethink your Wi-Fi behavior. I recommend you turn it off every single night and hardwire over the Ethernet wherever possible. Try to make your bedroom an EMF-free sanctuary. No wireless devices. I know many of you have teenagers who are sleeping with cell phones in their rooms underneath their pillows and they're texting. This is not going to bode well for them in the long term because they are radiating their bodies, and it could be a contributor to the hyperactivity, the mood issues that they may be experiencing. Reevaluate the electronics in your home, as I mentioned. Be aware of the impact of 5G. Learn a little bit about it and try to avoid close proximity to cell towers. Consume your supplements in combination with the redox technology. Include hydration in that mix, and that can help improve your immune system. So I'm offering a free 20-minute health and discovery session for those of you who may want to talk to me about a pressing subject. I am a health coach. You can contact me at info@vitalhealthylife.com or healthylivingwithjulianne.com. And there I am in Nepal in the red hat next to a Sherpa in the yellow shirt. So keep your dreams alive, even though we're in a health crisis. Keep your dreams alive, and know that we're going to get through this, and you can still come out victorious. So I hope this has been helpful. Remember to enjoy the journey, not focus on the destination. Thank you for listening. I'm Julianne with Healthy Living.